What's going down, everybody? Thanks for joining the Hype episode number 140. It's been a little while since we've been live. As you can see, we've been working on some things that, we may be working out some kinks during the show right now, but we're going to have a fun show. We're going to talk about National Treasures basketball. We're going to talk a little Project 2020. It'll be a little short show. Thank you guys for joining us. We're kind of under construction here at the new studio, so you'll be seeing some new features added in as well. Dan, what's going down?
As you can see, I think we have some plywood behind us that we set up a sweet little TV screen as well. Can you see that? Look at that. Am I pointing at the right direction? Is it right here?
It's a real screen.
No. But look at that. Look at that plywood behind us. That's great. I built it.
You did, from the ground up.
From the ground up. Brick by brick.
Yeah. So how's it been going for you, Dan? It's not like I see you every day, but how's it been going?
Oh, just trying to get settled into the new shop. Just seems like it's one problem after another. But it's kind of what we expected getting into it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is what it is.
So if you're coming into the Bay Area at any point when you're allowed to travel again, or when you decide to travel again, we're going to be opening up a brand new shop in Santa Clara, California, so you can come by and say hi. Check out the latest wax and everything that's going on with that.
Or maybe we can put you in this empty area right here.
Yeah, you can
just jump right in.
You can hold a sign for us or something, or hold the screen up maybe. C-Rad, what's new, man?
I was just gonna say it actually looks more like with a sack of
Yeah, it's a knapsack type thing. It is, totally is. You can do the races, the beanbag races, or whatever.
Exactly.
You jump in there and you gotta race.
So it doesn't look like I'm looking from really far away. So it does not look like a piece of plywood.
No, it's more knapsack-ish.
Knapsack-ish.
Yeah, I had to kind of last fourth quarter, I had to kind of figure out a background, so that's what we're doing. But anyways, we have some new releases today. We've got Diamond Icons and Diamond Kings. Are you confused? There's two Diamond products. They're both very, very different, but they're both baseball. So you've got a little bit lower of a price point in the Diamond Kings, and then you have the uber high-end Diamond Icons. Diamond Icons breaks down to 10 hits. You've got all the big names, all the big chase. You get last year you got 2 cut autos in every case, so cut autos are falling every other box. They've kind of put the cream of the crop in there. Your Trouts, your Ichiros. You're going to have your rookies in Jordan, your rookies in Bo Bichette. And then you have Diamond Kings, which is kind of a throwback style. Taking some elements from, you can see it in Court Kings basketball. You could also see it in Gridiron Kings football. Kind of that brush stroke look. But they also do some throwback Donruss designs. So you're looking at a price point of what retail about $120 to $150 for Diamond Kings, which is made by Panini. And for Topps Diamond Icons, you're looking at around $2,500 a box.
Yeah, you don't want to mix those up.
No, you don't want completely different.
You don't want to do opposite day and say Diamond Icons about $80 and then Diamond Kings around $2,500.
The wrong products.
But would you put Diamond Icons in the same conversation as definitive baseball?
It's about the same conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
Same upper tier echelon of cards. I mean, probably at this point designed mostly for a group break, more so than going to your local card shop and running through a case of that.
I don't know how great the stimulus has been for some folks or stock market. Maybe $2,500 is nothing to some of you, but you can get into a group break. We're doing spots. I believe it's at $70, right? C-Rad, $70 random team style. Yeah, for one box. There's 10 cards, but you're only you're throwing $70 out as opposed to dropping that $2,500. But yeah, it's a good point to not get those two confused, because if you're going in to buy a Lamborghini and you got the money for a
Ford Fiesta,
it's not going to get you the Lamborghini.
Not to say that Diamond Kings is the Ford Fiesta of products. Saying that. No. It is what it is. It's going to be a good product. There's going to be a lot of chase. Sometimes I know in the past they've had
cut autos.
Huge cut autos. Yep. And it's a good set builders release and stuff like that. So, and you get a lot of throwback inserts from the old Donruss designs of the 80s and the 90s. Like I would say,
I remember
your daddy's Donruss.
Your daddy's Donruss. They also had the last couple of years they've had Babe Ruth cut autos. I haven't had a chance to look at the checklist yet, but they probably have. If they don't have Babe Ruth, they have probably some big cut autos as well. So some of our biggest polls lately, if you're not joining in the breaks, once again, the site's mojobreak.com. We're live 7 days a week. You can always find something on our site. All the newest releases. We do mixers. We do single box breaks. Like today, we've got Diamond Kings at $19.99 a spot. So see, I got to remember that. And here's some of our bigger polls. On Monday, Dan pulled this Johnny Bench, one of one, and it's the pen he used to sign the cards. Do you like that? What do you think about that?
Well, you got to be, it's innovative. It's not the first year they've done that either. I know there's been previous years. I know last year and the year before, I think they started doing it. Maybe 2017, I think was the first year they started. You know, it's different. It's innovative. I mean, the pen is being used. Why not put it in the card? Now, they only put the tip of it. So what about the rest of the pen? Hey, man, you want to get dirty? That's cool. Whatever. I'm just saying, like, where's the rest of the pen?
Yeah, I mean, they could make more cards out of it.
They
could
could.
Cut it up. They could make a.
They could, but they choose just to use the tip.
The bat knob, the end of the pen, the pen knob.
The pen knob.
I mean, it is probably more game used than some of the stuff out there, right? It's at least it's really
not
been caressed in his hand for a while.
Put to work.
Yeah, I mean,
put to work, but I wouldn't call it necessarily game used.
No, well,
it's not game used.
I guess it's event used. Yeah,
it's event used.
Depends on how you look at signing. It could be a game.
Is it a game?
Yeah.
Is it a game to you?
It's a game. What do you think, C-Rad, when they do wacky stuff like that with a pen?
Yeah, I remember playing one last year. I thought it was kind of cool.
Did you pull a live one, or was it a redemption? This is the first live one I pulled.
I think it was a live one last year.
A couple years ago, we pulled one with Joe, and it was a redemption.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was Sandy Koufax, actually. And then we, in a personal box, we hit this number to 5, Tua, out of Contenders Draft. We've been rocking and rolling on Contenders Draft football. All the new guys are in there. Joe Burrow, as you can see, Tua. Joe Burrow is unfortunately redemption. How you been doing with that Contenders Draft, C-Red?
Pretty good. I pulled like 3 Burrows cracked ice so far.
So you pulled like 15% of the run. Well, I think there's 4 variations, right? So
a lot of cracked ice.
Nice.
Speaking of Burrows, did you see the ESPN redraft?
I did. Remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, I know that, and that's probably
like number 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah,
like
and that's probably not on the topic, but I thought I would bring that up because it blew me away. I think he was in the top 10. But how could a guy who's never thrown an NFL pass already be in the top 10? And there was also Drew Lock was up there. Kyler Murray was up there. Kyler Murray, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Kyler Murray.
Well, Joe Burrow had arguably the greatest college career of all time.
Does that equal having a great pro career? We've seen it time and time again that it doesn't.
Well, obviously, dude, the show's called The Hype. On Sports Cards is all about the hype. This is a perfect segue into NT. I mean, we're going to have Zion RPAs that are going to sell for $100,000. So he's going to sell for more than any other player in the league. And he hasn't played very long.
But he's played.
He's played at least, yeah.
He's played. We've seen.
But can you say that Zion had arguably the greatest college career of any NBA player?
Played 1 season.
Exactly. Joe Burrow's had the greatest college football career, arguably. I know you can say some other guys in that mix too, but arguably the best college career.
So did our boy Tim Tebow.
And Tim Tebow was also a early round pick, wasn't he?
He was a first rounder, but where is he now?
Just getting hated on.
I mean,
he took the team to a playoff and then they got rid of him. So what can you say? John Elway didn't like him. But let's talk some 1920 NT. I don't know if you guys have been following the market on this stuff. Obviously, the first off the lines dropped, and some people are probably getting their stuff today. So we're going to be able to start seeing some what's coming out of these boxes. Man, it is crazy. I mean, do you think that this is the biggest release of all time for basketball? Let's just say, not all time. Let's just say in the last 10 years. Do you think this is the biggest release in the last 10 years?
Absolutely. The speculation is insane because the consensus around Twitter and different forums and conversations between collectors is that Zion number to 99 RPA is going to come out and it is going to be a 6-figure card. that blows my mind. The Ja Morant number to 99, maybe like 25,000,
What do you think, C-Red? Ja Morant.
50, 50,
Ja 20 to 20,
20,
20,
20, 25. But am I nuts saying that Zion can come out at $100,000?
Yeah, that seems high to me.
It does.
You think it's going to be what?
I thought it was going to be around 50.
I mean, you look at the price of the first off the line boxes. They sold out at, I want to say people got in at around 7,500 at the floor. That was the floor. Wasn't going to go any lower than that. The cases, and that's for one box. Remember, that is one box, 4-box case.
Yep.
At
Break down for people how many cards that is for $7,500.
That's 10 cards.
10 cards.
That's 10 cards.
So that's $750 a card.
So yeah, that's another thing. When you think of first off the line, don't think that like, hey, it was 7,500 for a case, so 4 boxes. No, that was one box, 10 cards, 7,500. Cases right now are probably somewhere regular, not first off the line, somewhere in like probably the $17,000 range.
Yeah.
That's a 4-box case. First off the line, though, do the math. 7,500 times 4. That's 30 grand.
30 grand.
30 grand for a case.
It's like a Honda Accord.
So at 30 grand, you would hope that if you hit a Zion RPA, that it's gonna go for 100 grand.
Well, the Zion RPA out of first off the line is different.
It's an acetate numbered to 20,
30.
30.
30 or 3.
That
So-
one may hit closer to 100.
So yeah, so that's what we got to. That's the difference for you guys that are collecting that may be new to this. So the first off the line is guaranteed an RPA. Now there's 50 subjects, so one of those subjects is Zion. So you're guaranteed an RPA to 30, and they call it the Stars and Stripes parallel. So they're numbered to 30 or they're numbered to 3. The number to 3 will have the Nike swoosh in it. Those are going to be crazy. So there's basically 33 Zions out of the first off the line RPAs. You can only get into the first off the line. They guarantee 1 per box. And then this year, probably because the price was so high because of the Dutch auction, they are including a regular RPA of who knows who in every other box. So you're getting these Stars and Stripes. So you potentially there's going to be a lot of boxes that have 2 RPAs. Now, my thought, without seeing any boxes open, that if you get a Zion, you're probably not getting another RPA. If you get a Ja, you're probably not getting another RPA. Now, if you get a Goga, you're probably going to get another RPA. You're probably going to get like a Kyle guy and a Goga or something of that nature.
Are you saying there's not going to be a lot of boxes that have a Zion and a Ja RPA?
I do not think so.
At that point, I would say you came up a little bit.
Well, unless Panini got whacked. I mean, if I was packing out the product, I might do a couple of those. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, that's a huge jackpot, right? I mean, I hate to say jackpot, but that's what people that are buying National Treasures boxes are doing to try and hit the jackpot. Probably the same with breaks too. I mean, let's be honest. But you know, if you hit 2 RPAs, that's absolutely incredible. We've got some images here of some of the RPAs as well. I think those are the stock photos of the RPA design. I like the design. I'm glad they stuck to the true RPA design. What do you think about the true RPA design?
I think it's a good design too.
And they're probably going to have the verticals as well, right? I mean, they have to make a certain amount of boxes, so they're going to have the vertical RPAs as well.
That was a vertical, right?
I mean, the horizontal. Sorry, yeah, the other way around.
Those are colossal.
That's colossal.
Big patch window.
Yep, and there's a live first off the line one.
Safe to say that is going to be called the Stars and Stripes.
Correct.
And I mean, if you've seen them in football, they're amazing. It's like an acetate on the top of the card. Really pops. That right there might be one of my favorite RPA designs in any of the past National Treasures basketball. There's something about that patch window, and then also the nice bold area to put the autograph. Mm-hmm. The only thing is that there's a handful of players where their penmanship is not
terrible. Yeah,
great. Like Rui Hachimura, his auto.
Come on, Rui.
His auto is gonna make that card not pop as much.
Come on, Rui.
Even Ja's like auto through the year seems like it's gotten a little sloppier.
Do you think any of these players have any idea when Ja's sitting down signing this card, do you think he has any idea of how much that card will actually sell for?
No.
Because if you think if he did, he probably would be like, wait a second, can we negotiate a little bit more, right? Can we step back? My agent needs to talk to you because I've heard this card's going to go for $25,000, and you're giving me, let's just throw out a number, you give me $200.
Yeah, but
they're probably not even giving $200,
but honestly, I mean, you think that these players go? I mean, there's probably a handful of them that go on eBay and see what their cards are selling for, but they got a lot of things going on. Probably worried more about their career as being a basketball player or their endorsements. There's a lot of money in like, shoe endorsements and, energy drink endorsements and like, all that stuff. So I don't know if like they're really focused too much on their, and plus they sign this contract early, right when they get drafted. So it's probably out of sight, out of mind at that point. They're probably looking at it going, all I got to do is get through this year, and then I can renegotiate if I want to keep on doing this and make it signing autographs. That's why you see a substantial drop-off from players their rookie season. You'll see them in every single product, and a lot of the times they'll be numbered to 199 or even 299, and you're like, man, like, how many autos is this going to be like every year? Well, no, their second year, they're not on that same contract, and that's why you see way fewer autographs that come out like their sophomore. And a lot of the times, it's actually stickers that are left over from their rookie season that are used in the product.
Exactly.
So,
yep. And honestly, I made that point that if Ja knew how much his auto went for, he might have signed. But it's the marriage of the Panini card and Ja. If Ja goes and basically signs an 8x10 and puts it up for $25,000, it's not going to happen. It's going to sell for like $100. Luka had a shirt that he was selling on his site directly, sent you a 4x6 auto of his, maybe his mom, who knows. And those are going for like $50, $60, whether his contenders autos and RPAs are, obviously crazy. But let's talk about group breaking NC. So first off, we're doing, we brought it back. Some of you guys that have been around for, years with us, we do what's called random groups. And with this one, it made the most sense to do random groups. So basically how it works is it's a hybrid PYT style. So there's 4 different groups of teams. And you've got a 1 in 8 shot of getting the team you want if you buy into that group. So instead of having a 1 in 30 at the Pelicans, you can go to group 1, buy the group 1 spot, and you have a 1 in 8 of getting the Pelicans. But what we did, because we figured everybody's going to want the Pelicans and the Grizzlies, and that's going to absorb most of the cost, is we put the Pelicans and Grizzlies in the group 1. So if you buy into group 1, which is obviously the most expensive group, you have a 1 in 4 shot of getting the Grizzlies or the Pelicans. So what that did is it significantly decreased the other groups. So if you want to get the Lakers, you get into the group with the Lakers. If you want the Wizards, there's actually a group number 2, which I'm surprised it's the last group to hang out. If you want to pull that up, C-Rad, it is like the rookie RPA group. It's group 2. So in that group, what 8 teams are in there?
Wizards, Timberwolves, Bulls, Pistons, Hornets, Spurs, Thunder, and Nuggets.
Right. So that's so many RPAs there. You've got Rui, you've got Culver, you've got the Hornets guys, you've got Dabuya,
PJ Washington.
Yeah, you got Cody Martin. And people don't look at Court Kings and go, Cody Martin's auto is $20. No, his RPA is going to probably clear $1,500 just because that's the way NT is. So NT National Treasures rookie patch autos, the ones that are showing on the screen, that is the number 1 basketball patch auto of the year, and nothing will compete with it. That is the one. If you are like, I collect Culver, you have to get the NT RPA. That's what it is. So with our random group styles, it's kind of condenses it down, and like I said, that group 1 absorbs most of the cost of the case, and the other groups are a little bit more affordable compared to just buying a random team or buying your team outright. So we also are doing random number. We're doing 2-box random numbers at I think it's $88.99 a spot. So how that works is it's left side serial number. So let's just say you draw number 97, we pop out a RPA of Zion. It's 97 and 99. It goes to the 97 spot. So you get an RPA. So and it's 2 boxes. So you got 20 cards to basically random numbers. So. Anything else as far as group breaks that you guys have seen out there that you want to, give some people some advice on getting into NT?
I will tell you this though. If you do get into a group break or you buy a personal box and you're fortunate enough to hit an RPA of anybody, I would probably try to avoid throwing it up at a 99-cent auction and letting it run. These are, again, $17,000 cases. If you hit an RPA, the RPA should sell for a premium no matter what player it is.
Yeah.
You put it at 99 cents and letting it run, like there's a chance that you could get like $150 for it.
True.
So I would basically
Probably the first week you're probably okay. But Dan's got.
I don't know. I think the best way to do it would probably be to put a buy it now or best offer and field offers for it.
Yeah.
I would try to, because of the price of the cases, I would try to avoid going with the 99-cent auction. But that's my opinion. There's probably a lot of people would sit there and argue with me about that, but that's just the way I feel. And I would say any other year where, the cases are selling for, the realistic prices that we're used to, then I would say go for it.
So are you saying are you saying this is unrealistic what we're at?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like the case, $17,000 for a 4-box case is
good deal.
We're high.
Yeah.
Everybody's high.
Thinking about
People are nuts. And it's not like there's no buyers for these cases. There's still, at that price, there's more buyers than there are sellers.
Right.
If somebody offered us cases at like 12 grand a case, we'd be like, I'll take everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
And the line of people would be 1,000 long for that price.
Which is crazy because last year, Luka Luka was playing well and prices of cases were rising. But I think it was like we got offered, and this was like months after it was out. I think we got offered it at like $6 grand. And we're like, that's kind of high, for NT. Now we're willing to just jump out of our chair for 12 grand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like the perception of it all and the hype of it all building up to this moment for the hottest release is just insane.
After the release last year, 18-19 NT, I think we were buying after we went through all our pre-sales, we were buying cases at like $5 grand. 5,500, and it would be a big conversation every time between Doug and myself. I'd be like, "You're out of your mind! Like we're pricing at this price at 5,500. We're pricing everybody out. No one's gonna want to buy this. We're like at the ceiling. This is insane."
So we can't really see the chat right now. Is there any comments in the chat, C-Rad, that we want to add to the show? Does anybody have any questions on National Treasures basketball or anything like that?
I already briefed C-Rad on moderating the chat,
questions.
so he already knew to throw something our way if there was a combo going
And
down.
we will have a camera set up for C-Rad right now. All you got is his soft, soulful voice right now. But
Fool just said this is going to alienate so many collectors. The price of NT.
I don't disagree with that. It's absolutely going to. But the good thing is about the basketball hobby is there will, or the hobby in general, there will be lower price point products. So, it's not like that's the only one. And I agree. We're getting to the point now where it is kind of like not as much collecting as it is gambling in a sense, right? Because you're trying to hit that RPA. But you've got so much hype on this guy that could be a generational player. We haven't been able to compare anybody since LeBron James. If you look at LeBron James's prices, that's kind of what's justifying where Zion prices are.
Yeah, I'm never gonna tell somebody, like, say we get emails a lot and Twitter conversations and stuff like that, and people getting into the hobby and they're like, what should I buy? Like, what product should I buy? What group break should I get into? I'm gonna be honest, like, we can sit here and say this is the card that you want to get, but I'm not going to tell somebody coming into this industry, into this hobby, to say, hey, spend, $8,000 on a box. That's what I would do.
Right.
I'm not going to say that, but it's a catch-22 for us because what do? Do we not? Do we stand our ground and say, hey, we're not going to offer it? We don't see the value in it. Well, it doesn't make sense for us from a business standpoint.
Right.
So I'm never going to tell people. People are going to have to make that decision on their own. I'm not going to try to tell somebody to spend that type of money, but we need to have it to offer it to people who want it, because there's people out there who want it. There's people who are coming into the hobby because of the hype on National Treasures and because of the price tag it's bringing people in.
What time? How much time do we got left? By the way,
15 minutes.
50 more minutes.
20 minutes.
50 more minutes? No. 15.
So, you know, let's just say hypothetically that there isn't group breaking right now. Let's just say for whatever reason.
Let's go in the Wayback Machine and
let's go in the Wayback Machine, or let's just say the internet didn't evolve. We're like in 2020, but there's just no internet, so there's no breaking. But products have been coming out. Do you think? I mean, obviously Zion would probably have as much hype, but do you think box prices would go up as much as they are without group breaking?
No, because group breaking allows the price to go up because not one person is paying the full retail price for it. You're able to crowdsource it, and you're able to, pool everybody's money together and divide it up. I don't think, if there was no group breaking, not only would prices not be as high as they are, but these products wouldn't even exist. There wouldn't be products that are built to be digested this way. So you wouldn't see Transcendent. Transcendent wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist. Yeah. You wouldn't see Opulence, and you wouldn't see, name some other super high. I mean, Immaculate, maybe. Immaculate, like at that price point, maybe the ceiling. I think you would see a retail price of around $500 if there wasn't group breaks, but nothing over $500.
Like what Exquisite was priced out. I mean, and I've heard rumblings within inside the industry back in 03, 04 when Exquisite was made that a lot of the big executives were like, this is never going to sell. Nobody is ever going to buy this at this price point. And we're talking about $500, the price of like basically Mosaic or Prism at this point.
Yeah, this baseball cards were designed to be $1 a pack.
Right.
They were, we're talking like 80s and 90s. And I think when they got up to like $5 a pack, it was like, okay, well, this is the ceiling. This is as much as we can do. This is like as premium as it can get is a $5 pack of cards.
Now, we've been talking about pandemic pricing during tributes and all this other stuff. Do you think this got affected by the pandemic? Do you think this would have been, I think if I remember correctly, I think we were hearing this retail about, we were at the Topps conference in February, and I think some of the major online, the rumblings were they were coming out at 12 or 13,000.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at a 17,000. We're talking about a case. We're talking about a $17,000 case. 4 or 5 months ago, it was about a $12,000 case. So do you think the pandemic caused that to go up, or it just was going to go up anyway?
I think it was going to go up anyway, but it's funny. Like, if you would have told me that there was going to be a pandemic and what was going to happen and all sports were going to stop, my knee-jerk reaction would be like, everything's going to go down. Mm-hmm. Without the players on the court performing, why would you want to buy something with a speculation that it's going to go up?
Right.
So my first thing would have been like, no doubt, everything is either going to stay where it's at or go down. I would have never said that it was going to go from 12,000 to 16 or 17,000. Now, it could have some effects of Project 2020. It seems like Project 2020, you want to talk about a roller coaster ride.
I'm glad you talked. It's like you've seen the slides, and I know you didn't. But,
I didn't. No. Well, live it, bro. Live it.
I know.
So Project 2020, I think what it did is, if you're not familiar, it's artists who are making cards and doing basically drawings of cards, and then Topps will do similar to what Topps Now was. It'll give you like 2 days to purchase, and then they base the print run on that.
Yep.
It brought so many new collectors in, and it just ballooned.
It blew up.
I can't believe what some of these cards with the print run of like 2,000 to 3,000 were going for. Now, as fast as it went up is as fast as it went down.
And we've got this is a month span. I used some Therapy. So these, keep in mind, these cards originally sold for $20 on Topps. I think $30, $20 to $30 depending on how you bought it, right? So literally they let, the maximum amount of people buy until they shut it off. So that could be, in this case, the Ichiro. They made 1,972 copies of the Ichiro. So it was one of the earlier ones. So it wasn't as big as the print run. So May 17th, 145. Okay. Next slide. May 25th, $1,300. Okay. Recent June, $285.
Yeah.
Like how much of a swing that is. So to me, that seems like market manipulation, in my opinion. That some people had some they manipulated it to kind of sell it at a higher price, because you're seeing that with all of these. I just used the Ichiro for example. Is just the craziness of like this, and we're not talking about an auto. We're not talking about a relic, like Dan said. It's an artist rendering of a card. Now, what's cool about the Topps Project 2020 is these guys have their own following and stuff like that. We've talked about it in other podcasts, but you know, it just seemed like somebody kind of was bored during the pandemic and was like, "There's a huge demand for these. I'm gonna drive the market up, get out of what I have." And then once this person got out of it, then things kind of start settling back to normal. We sold our Ichiro for $390,
$350, $380, something like that.
Didn't get paid.
Yeah, basically what
Didn't pay
happened.
for it. I'm keeping it now.
And if you look at Twitter and a lot of the hobbyists who are actively into buying and selling Project 2020 cards, it's ridiculous how many times I've seen either returns, cancels. It's crazy. It's because everybody is seeing the bottom drop out of it. We sit here and talk about this constantly about when's the bubble going to burst. Now, for the overall hobby, we've all been kind of counting down to see when it's going to get back. Doug and I have been doing this, and C-Rad have been doing this for 10 years. We've been doing the group breaks for 10 years. We've seen the peaks and valleys. We've never seen a peak like we're in right now. We're basically riding, it's like 2017, it's just been going up every single year, and it's crazy. To see how fast a Project 20 can go up and go down gives us an idea that basketball next year, we could be back to where it was at in 15, 16.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for it to get back down to a level where we all feel comfortable buying a box of National Treasures at $550 for a box.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're buying like Zion, you're buying short printed autos like that, I think you're pretty safe. But what I was talking about Dan a couple days ago, I mean, obviously if Zion sucks, then you're not safe. But if he's performing like he's expected to be performing, I don't see your investment on your Zion cards going to go down too much, depending on which ones you buy. But what we
did have a question earlier.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a long-term investment. Would you go Bowman or NT 1819 2020 Bowman?
2020 Bowman or 1819 or 19? Are we talking about last year's NT?
No, 1920.
1920. I would say Bowman, because you're not taking that much of a risk right now. I mean, if you're talking about, are we talking about sealed boxes, or are we talking about opening the boxes in the cards?
That's a good question.
So if we're talking about keeping the boxes sealed, which is very, very hard to do. Like if you have a box in front of you, you're like, oh, what do I do with it? Holding on to it forever. I know some of you guys are good at doing that. I don't know if I could do that. But if you're going to hold on to wax, I would hold on to the Bowman. I mean, you're in it at a lower price point compared to the NT. It has potential of Jason. If Jason Dominguez is the next Trout, like they say, I mean, sky could be the limit on the boxes. I mean, if you look at the 09 draft boxes, if they had an 09 draft jumbo box, it'd probably be a $20,000 box.
Yeah, if we're talking about sealed wax, so we don't know who is going to be a redemption in NT.
Right.
So we don't know. I don't think Zion's a redemption, but remember, the window for redemptions, I think, is only 2 years now.
Yeah.
So that has to come into play when you're thinking about holding sealed wax.
Yep.
Now, we know 2020 Bowman. We know Dominguez is live. We know Dominguez has paper, and he has chrome.
Yep.
And he also is in some insert sets. So, and we know Bobby Witt is live. So all the main guys that you want.
I don't think there's any redemptions in there.
I don't think there's any redemptions. There could be.
I haven't pulled one.
Maybe Louis Bobby, rookie auto could be a redemption.
I haven't seen one.
He's been a redemption on a lot of other stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me. But those are actually super short printed anyway.
Right.
But you look at the facts and you look at who's live in the product, I would 100% go 2020 Bowman if I was going to hold onto a jumbo case and wait.
I mean, it's hard because that is the best. I mean, you have the basketball international market that, will, if Zion is the next king and LeBron retires as 10 years from now, Zion's got 4 titles. I mean, that box price could be at $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a box. I mean, I guess the safer bet would be Bowman. The gamble would be the NT, right? So depends on what you're at. What would you do, C-Rad?
I'd go basketball.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing with basketball is that you do have a bigger international market, but the redemptions I think play a huge part in holding sealed wax.
Yeah, if Zion or Ja are redemptions, then
well, I mean, but let's also what if Kobe White is a redemption, or what if like Nasir Little is a redemption, and what if like those players, one of the players who's a redemption ends up, say Zion ends up being one of the best players in the league, but it's the second and third tier guys who may be good pros, and that could be a $1,800 to a $2,500 RPA, but he's a redemption.
Right.
So I think the safe bet, and I think the smart bet would be to hold on to 2020. And remember, you could probably get 3 cases of 2020 as opposed to 1 case of National Treasures.
Yeah, maybe 3 and then some, maybe depending on what you get.
So I think it's a no-brainer to go Bowman.
And that's what I was gonna say. If we possibly get into before we talked about those two competing against each other, Bowman and NT, is we're gonna have some redemptions this year. Court Kings, Zion's a redemption. A lot of products he's a redemption. So that could lead to help the bubble burst. So let's just say because the redemptions are going to expire in 2021 towards the end of the season. So let's just say we have an awful rookie class last year. There's just nobody's performing. It's 13, 14 again without Giannis, right? And people try to go back and open the Zion products. Well, the Zion products, for one, are going to be way up there. And for 2, they're not going to have live autos if Panini does not honor them. So you could actually have add a little kick in the nuts if you have a bad rookie class, and then you have the fact that the wax that people want is you're not going to be able to get a live auto of the guy that you're chasing. So do your homework. If you're watching this in 2021 or 2022, do your homework on redemptions. I would love for somebody like Group Break Checklist. Shout out to those guys. If there's a way to put what products have redemptions of said players. Because I think that's valuable for the public to know. It's like, I'm buying this box. I want to know if my guy that I'm chasing is redemption. Like, Bryce Harper was a redemption in a lot of stuff. People go back to 2011. Good luck. You're not getting it. Luis Robert is redemption. And he's going to be the hottest player. You can't get it. So people need to know that stuff.
I've talked about it before, and I don't understand why manufacturers, when they release their checklist, why can't they put players like in bold on their checklist? Like if if it's in bold, that is a redemption.
Right.
They know it's a redemption.
Some may say they don't want people to they don't want to discourage people from buying, so they want to kind of I don't know if it's
but why not? But you're gonna know when you open up the product. You're gonna be like, I got slided anyway. Like, why not be? We know there's gonna be redemptions in it. Be transparent about who is a redemption in the product, and then it can be it can be passed on. Group Break Checklist can take that information and they can just basically put it into their format and just let everybody know that it's a redemption. It really isn't that difficult.
It wouldn't seem like it, but well, I think that's all the time we've got for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna up the content. We're gonna be doing some more shows. We're gonna be doing some more videos other than breaking. Of course, the breaking is gonna remain the same. So be sure to jump in. We got Diamond Icons today, Diamond Kings. We got some Noir. We got some false football coming up. Not today, but in the next few days. We've got lots of stuff breaking on the site, mojobreak.com. Everything is scheduled out. Everything is guaranteed to break. We will be adding more National Treasures for you guys that missed out on Group 1. I'll probably be adding that. If not tonight, it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. We're going to add some more groups on there for you guys. And then Friday, join us for NT. And tomorrow, we got a special guest for the first 4 breaks. Special guest. So, An NFL player. That's all I can say is
Oh.
an NFL player will be here.
Sean
Wow.
Mannion?
Sean Mannion, no.
Sweet.
Sean, come on in. No. An NFL player will be here breaking some cards tomorrow with you guys for the first 4 breaks. So join us tomorrow and check that out. And that's it. Peace out, guys. Thanks for joining.